Hey guys, what's up? It's munclesonkey. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Dragonbane bolts and how effective they truly are. So Dragonbane bolts do have some very high requirements to collect them, and they also take quite a while to collect because it takes a while to mine the Bane ore and all. And they also require some pretty high requirements. You need to have at least started the quest Ritual of the Mahjarrat. You need 77 mining to mine the Bane ore. You need 78 magic to tune the Bane ore. You need 82 smithing to make the bolts, and you need 80 fletching to fletch the bolts. So overall, how you make these, once you've started Ritual of the Mahjarrat and you have access to the Glacier Cave, so basically done all the quest up till the final boss battle, you basically go into the cave, and the fairy ring code is DKQ, into the Glacier Cave, and you run to the very north of the cave, and you pass the little energy barrier there, and then you go into this area with a whole ton of Bane rocks, and you just want to mine out Bane rocks. I'd recommend just spend a good, I think I spent 45 minutes here just mining Bane rocks. It does take quite a while, but in 45 minutes I was able to gather over 11k bolts, which is going to last a really long time, and they're absolutely amazing for QBD, really essential. One of the fastest ways in the game to kill them. It's debatably maybe a little bit faster to kill QBD with seismics, but other than that, if you don't have seismics and tectonic and all that good stuff, you probably are not going to be able to kill QBD as fast as you can with Dragonbane bolts, provided that you have like Ascension crossbows. But I will be showing exactly how fast it is to make them at the end of the video. But next, once you have all the ore, you actually have to tune the ore. So you just want to have any dragon item, as in any of the dragon leathers, or it also works with a QBD head, and also works with dragon bones. So basically any of those items, you just have it in your inventory. Make sure you're on the lunar spellbook, and you just need Astral runes and earth runes, and then you just tune all the ore like I do here. Actually cast a spell on the leather, and then just tune the ore, and it gives you pretty good magic XP. It's like 2.5k XP drops every single time you make it, so it's pretty crazy. And once you have all the ore tuned, you just want to smelt it in a furnace. So any furnace works for this. Again, there's a lot of steps for this, but I would say in the long run it's really worth it because these bolts are so good, and you'll see that later on. I chose just to use the furnace in Edgeville. Again, it's just kind of like smelting gold bars. There's not really a whole lot to it. This is probably the most boring part of the entire process. But after this, we get to smelt the bolts, which is a little more interesting. Just make sure you have all of your Dragonbane bars there. I made 224, and again, that took about 45 minutes to gather. And next, you want to go to the island of Kethsey. So if you scroll all the way down in your fairy ring codes, it's going to be there. There's like 2 codes you have to input, but for me, for whatever reason, I could just click on it and immediately teleport there. Like, you're supposed to go to something that I can't read, and then the code AKS, but I guess if you click on it in the fairy ring log that you have, you only have to do it once. But again, there's really no reason to go to this island after you've completed ROTM other than to smith these bolts. So if you remember, there's a little anvil here that you saw during the island that had really no use at all during the quest. That anvil is used to make the bolts and also the arrows, but the bolts are much better. There's really no reason to use the arrows because there's no high-level bows that require arrows. I mean, the only real high-level bow there is the Zarite bow, but that fires its own arrows anyway. So yeah, this is the only thing that the anvil is used for, and you can't smith them on any other anvil. It has to be this one. So I recommend just filling up your beast of burden, whether that's a war tortoise or a yak, full of the bars, and then just smith away. Again, it's 82 smithing to make these bolts, so if you have lower smithing, like on my newbie account, I have 80 smithing. So what I did is I just brought mature dwarven stouts with me, and they boost you 2 smithing levels, and I was able to make the bolts that way. And then once you have all the unfinished bolts made, you just fletch them all, just use arrows on them. And this is actually, feathers on them, I apologize. And this is actually pretty darn good fletching XP. It's 70 XP drops, and they come really fast. So it's not exactly a waste of time doing this, as you're getting pretty darn good XP as it is. I had some bonus XP, so it's normally 70, even though I'm getting 140 XP drops. And finally, the time where I actually test them versus QBDs. So I'm just using chaotic crossbows here. I do have ascensions, but I decided not to use the ascensions because I figured, you know, that's probably not accessible by as many people. So I want to do it with chaotic crossbows and have a bow that probably a lot more people have and actually would use. You can also use them with royal crossbow if you'd like. They do work with that. But overall, as you can see, this is with the Dragonbane bolts, and I actually do a test with royal bolts after the Dragonbane bolts. Same exact gear, same exact kill, really. And it's much faster with the Dragonbane bolts. So what the Dragonbane bolts do is when used against dragons, they're plus 25% more damage. So that brings the Dragonbane bolt up to 720 damage, which I believe is around roughly the same as a royal bolt. but they also add 30% more accuracy. So that's not useful most places where you use arrows, since like most dragons, for example, celestial dragons or black dragons, you're going to have really good accuracy as it is. But against QBD, which often you will have some accuracy problems, usually I just don't miss. I am overloaded, of course, and I am using turmoil, so that probably helps a little bit. But as you will see when I'm using my royal bolts, I actually splash quite a bit. And with these Dragonbane bolts, I really don't splash at all. It's pretty incredible. So my first ever kill with Dragonbane bolts, I got 152. That is not like a record time or anything, and you can definitely get faster kills than that using the chaotic crossbows with Dragonbane. However, that's really, really good. That's pretty much comparable to Dragors, and of course, when you're off, that's like comparable to using Dragors on Slayer Task, and this is off Slayer Task. And yes, I am aware that you can get faster kills than that using Dragors, but you can also get faster kills than that using Dragonbane with the chaotic crossbows. Just keep in mind that was my first ever kill using them. I am not used to killing QBD with range at all, so I kind of had no clue what I'm doing. I was still able to get a sub 2-minute kill, so I thought that was really good. And here's my test with the royal bolts, and as you can see, I'm just splashing a lot, really missing a lot. The only problem is, like, royal bolts do decent damage, but it's more the accuracy that is really the problem with the chaotic crossbows. You have a bit more accuracy when using ascension crossbows with ascension bolts, but even using ascension crossbows that is without the Dragonbane bolts, you still do splash a decent amount. So that's why these Dragonbane bolts are just so incredibly effective. You just don't miss at all, especially if you're on a Slayer task where you have that bonus 14% accuracy from the Slayer helm. It tears them the QBD apart. So as you saw, I didn't mess up there. I wasted like, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds by misclicking. I kind of misclicked on the Tortured Soul and then misclicked and ran into the firewall. So, I mean, this kill could have been 4 or 5 seconds faster. But overall, I mean, the Dragonbane bolts are still just a lot faster to kill QBD. And also, I mean, you only use a couple bolts a kill. So if you only use these Dragonbane bolts on QBD, you're really going to have them last a really long time. Like 11,000 Dragonbane bolts. That's probably going to last as many QBD tasks as I do. For a long time, and that kill was 242. Again, I could have shaved that down to like 230 by not misclicking, but regardless, the point is that Dragonbane bolts are much faster. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully this helped, and stay around for next videos. Farewell.